What's up, everybody? Welcome to Under the Arc Sports. I'm Eric Hobbs.
And I'm David Woldingen.
And today we're going to talk about Albert Pujols and his chances of maybe making it to 700 career home runs. Before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Right. So, after Albert Pujols hit 2 home runs on Sunday against Milwaukee to get him to 689 career home runs, David, everybody kind of starts speculating. Is like, hey, is 700, is that a possibility? And everyone's kind of hoping for it and just getting excited about it. What say you?
The quote from, what is it? Dumb and Dumber comes to mind when talking about this. So you're saying there's a chance. How much of one? Not very much of one, but there is a chance, especially if he happens to have another multi-home run game, and you never know with him.
Yeah, so I'm with you. I think everyone just started going nuts talking about 700 home runs, and I think everyone needs cooler jets. I don't think that's a realistic number. I know a lot of Cardinal fans want it to happen, so wishful thinking, I think, is probably part of the thinking here. I mean, so far, Albert Pujols has 10 home runs this season. It's mid-August. By the way, all the stats that we're going to say are coming into play on Tuesday. We're filming this right now during the Tuesday night game against Colorado. No home runs in this game to this point. And, 48 games left. That's what we're going with. 10 home runs.
Off of 185 at bats. So you're talking about a 5% chance of hitting a home run, really, is what that averages out to be.
1 home run every 18 and a half at bats is what you're looking at. It's nice, even math on that. And yes, he is doing better against lefties. Honestly, he's destroying left-handed pitching. He's batting .351, and that's where he's gotten 6 out of his home runs. Those 6 homers coming in just 77 at-bats. I think, given that, if you had the luck of the draw, the Cardinals play enough games against left-handed starters, I think it's worth having the discussion about him making it to 696, which is Alex Rodriguez, 4th place all time. I think that's a number you might have a discussion about. And, you say, 696 or 700 is only 4 home runs. Well, you're talking about a guy who's got 10 all season, is not going to play every day, and you got 6 weeks basically left in the season.
I think there's one other number that's really interesting that nobody's really talking about, but it's a really cool milestone too. He's only 34 RBIs away from passing Babe Ruth as number 2 in all-time RBIs.
Yeah, that's crazy. It makes you just wish that he could have stayed healthy out there in LA, at least a little more.
Like one more year even.
Yeah. But I think that's what Cardinals fans need to consider is he's not going to play every single day. He's playing more because right now he's hot, especially against left-handed pitching. And right now it seems like the Cardinals they're getting matched up against a lot of lefties, it feels like, in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, and that bodes well for him because it gives him more bats and he's more attempts at the plate. And usually if you're seeing more reps, you have a better shot because you're fresh, if you will.
Yeah, and my point is that's all true, but I think law of averages is going to come into play, and the Cardinals may have a stretch where they go a week and a half, 2 weeks without facing a left-handed starter, in which case Pujols' at-bats might be extremely limited, and you might see more of Nolan Gorman in the DH spot, and Pujols just coming in as that first bat off the bench.
Right, and in all honesty, like you said, really, it's just luck of the draw, and see if he can't walk into one or two. You never know with him and his swing. He could always pop one out, but I mean, at the rate he's going, I'd say he has a better chance of tying and maybe passing A-Rod than hitting 700.
Yeah, it's gonna take, I think, probably at least one more multi-homer game for him to get even to A-Rod at 696. That's my guess.
Agreed. Like I was saying, I think he has a better shot at passing Babe Ruth with the RBIs, which is an amazing feat itself too.
Yeah, and even that's not easy because he's 34 RBIs away, as you said. Going off the top of my head, Babe Ruth at 2,214, I think, and Albert coming into play Tuesday 2180. I think that's right. I was just looking at Baseball Reference a couple hours ago. I think that's right. I know I'm close. You need 34 RBIs by the first couple of days of October. He's got 30 all season.
Yeah, you would need a lot of people on base.
It's a tough ask.
Yeah.
That's a tough ask.
Especially with the way baseball's played now, where the home run is king.
And not to mention the fact that that Goldie and Arenado are going nuts. So Albert's coming up with the bases empty too much.
Yeah. So I would really love to see it, and it'd be great for St. Louis if it happened. I don't think it is, but I'm still going to enjoy the run to the end with him. He keeps saying he's not coming back, no matter how close he is. While I want to believe him, he also said he wasn't going to leave St. Louis, and then he did. So, I mean, we'll see what happens.
I don't think he's going to come back.
I don't
after this season. I don't think there's any chance of that. But
I don't either. He might come back as a coach, though.
I know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now I think. Yeah. Final verdict on this question. I think he's going to get agonizingly close. I think he's going to end up with like 693.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's going to have a lot of people wishing he'd be back just to see it happen. Yeah. But in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy the ride, watch him while we can.
Pay attention. The next home run he hits, we're at a point in the season now. Any home run he hits could be his last.
Yeah. And wait for that statue to be built outside the stadium because they will have one eventually.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, until we have more on this and other sports related topics, thank you for watching Under the Arch Sports.